What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome, bro. It's been a fucking nightmare.
It's been way too long since our first upload.
Alright, so let's give a bit of insight. So we filmed our first intro 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then we started planning what we're going to do next, and then I got the dreaded
COVID. He got the vid.
I got the vid.
He got the vid.
I got the corona, and
we're going to pop up a little...
There's going to be lots of green around me.
Vid.
If you see any breaks, it's probably because I'm blowing my nose because I still got a fever. But yeah, bro, it's been a nightmare. But we're here. We're back filming.
We're doing it. Podcast number 1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Right. So basically, let's kick it off.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first podcast. We're going to be watching some footy, talking about who we are. You can see by the title. This is who we are, and this is the theme for the podcast.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get straight into it.
By the way, this is who we are. Like, we watch rugby league. We have a few beers thanks to Corona. One of our friends in Cambodia.
The vid.
Yeah. So we're gonna be watching the New Zealand Maori All Stars versus the Australian Indigenous All Stars, which is the best players who are playing in the NRL, who are from a Maori heritage or an Indigenous heritage. And it's a big respect to the elders. So an awesome game before the NRL season starts in 3 weeks. And we've not checked the score. The score's been live for like a week and a half. And normally we watch it live, but because I had COVID, we didn't. So we're going to watch it now, and we're going to talk some waffle as well.
Yeah, waffle on.
Let's go.
Right. Okay, before we get started, I reckon, John, seeing that you're healthy, you're positive, you're negative now, but positive vibes, I reckon we quickly dot down how your week's gone, how you're feeling spiritually, mentally, physically. That's all important to us because as you can see, a couple of beers in footy, we need to get checked on. We need to get checked on.
Super important. Mental health check-in, physical health check-in, see how your mates are doing, checking in. So I'll start with my first blessing. That's what we do. Me and Cody, we have our blessings. What we find a blessing in our life. For me, it's just getting my health back. I've not felt great last week, but I'm feeling good now, energetic, ready to go. So that's my blessing.
Cheers to that. Well,
cheers, man.
Okay. My blessing for the week is, man, without being too somber, it's just life. I'm blessed to have been here, sitting next to you, watching footy, having a couple of drinks. A couple of things happened over the week. Lost a good mate of mine, so I think just blessed to have this life that we're living and crack on, bro.
To life, baby.
To life. So we're gonna watch the haka from both All Star sides. Roll that tape. It's supposed to be like in that stadium, that goosebump feeling.
Yeah.
See, we can't play the whole game for you guys. Copyrights. It's our first podcast. As you guys can see, to be fair, we're sitting here at my place in our conference room, watching the game, cracking some beers. We're raw, we're uncensored. That's us.
This is what we do.
That's our content. So, jump on.
And get involved, guys. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Oh, it's very important. Hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah.
Make love to that subscribe button.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
Brown pumps. Look at that in a circle. That's the best feeling in a rugby game, man. When like you're with your boys.
Bro, this is where character is shown.
Yeah.
In games like this, bro, they play for a lot more than just an overball.
Yeah.
These guys are playing for their family, their culture, their history, where they come from. This is more a game of pride than actual footy.
This is not about trophies. This is not about money.
What makes this great is that it's like 2 to 3 weeks before the actual NRL kicks off.
Yeah. And
most of these guys play with each other in the same team at club level, but now they're playing against each other. Man, it's a different feeling. I would beg to differ that, well, not beg to differ, but I would say this is almost bigger than State of Origin.
Yeah, I mean, in theory it should be. It's just they put it as a pre-season game, and I've heard the talks that they want to put this in the season somewhere, which I think would be awesome.
100%.
Or even like they want to enter these teams into the World Cup or into a 4 or 5 nations tournament, which I think would be epic. Fafita nearly died last year, and now he's playing like that.
Yeah.
If that does not summarise or the epitome of a rugby league player, you die. You basically, what, do you have a heart attack on the field or something?
No,
like
he had
that?
a collapsed throat.
Yeah.
What? Thorax?
Yeah.
Larynx? I don't know what the correct word is, but
Director producer's shame, please put the right words somewhere.
Subtitles for those people that don't know what I'm trying to say.
And you know what I find funny, or not funny actually, it's not funny whatsoever, is a lot of people don't know about the Indigenous people of Australia.
Yeah.
Like,
there's been big awareness over the last, I would say, 3 to 4 years.
Because of rugby league.
Because of rugby league.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that don't get the opportunity in rural areas. It's the same everywhere in the world. But you look at these Indigenous boys, their history, their culture, they've always been disadvantaged. And rugby league gives them that platform to shine. Not even just their footy talent, but their culture. Bring in the culture, and it's a big thing in rugby league. Man, I was so upset. We're Bunny fans. I was so upset when I heard Latrell Mitchell couldn't play this year, because he's still
that's ridiculous, man. Like, this is not it's not in the season. It's not a calendar season game.
Yes, correct.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Latrell Mitchell got banned last year for a high tackle
on Joey Manu.
I think it was 3 to 4 games, and he cannot play in this extremely important game for him because he is an Indigenous All Star.
He's one of the big ambassadors of the.
He's probably the biggest, and he's not allowed to play in this game because of some red tape bullshit rules.
Actually, over the weekend, Bam Bam I was watching UFC, the uploads before the fight and all that. Bam Bam, big boy Tuivasa.
Shout out to Bam Bam, by the way.
Man,
the UFC's hottest star.
What a legend! And he's also Aboriginal, proud of his heritage. Western Sydney, baby.
FDA from the area. Man, the culture that he brings into the sport too, into UFC. Yeah,
it's great because he's an Aboriginal. He's a proud Aboriginal, and it's just, you can see it across all sports now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you. Tell the people, bro. Tell the people
what they want to hear.
What they want to hear. Tell them what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
Podcast number 1.
So podcast number 1 is about Cody and myself and who we are, why we're even doing this, why we're watching rugby all the time, playing rugby all the time, why we're in Cambodia, and yeah, just for you guys to get to know us a little bit more. So when we do future podcasts, and it's not so much about us. You have some kind of, I guess, info on why we're doing this. So let's get into it, Cody. You go first, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, as John said, this is basically our daily lives. Whether we're at work, or on the field, or off the field, or in the bar, everything always revolves around rugby somehow. Which is definitely not a bad thing, because that's just who we are. Yeah. This is the type of people we are, this is the type of content we're going to be putting out. But at the same time, we're not just footy players. We're not just footy players.
I mean, we used to be, and that's what we're going to get to. But and this is why it's interesting, right? Like, when did you start playing rugby? What age were you?
Oh, easily 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
The first ball or toy, for lack of a better word, that I got was a football or soccer ball.
Yeah.
And immediately I picked it up and I just started running with it. And my parents were like, nah, that's a rugby player. Bit of a backstory, my dad was a rugby player, played in South Africa, played semi-pro, played provincial rugby in high school. So obviously, naturally, when I got a ball, I just picked it up. Even though it wasn't a rugby ball, I just picked it up and started running. And my mom was like, nah, that's my boy. That's my boy. He's going to be a menace to society.
Yeah, so mine's slightly different. Like, so I'm from Leeds in the UK, which is a massive rugby city, but it's also a massive football city with Leeds United and then Leeds Rhinos and then the rugby union team that used to be pretty good but is now not. So the school, and it's all decided on what school you go to basically.
Okay.
So the school that I went to was predominantly football, or soccer, whatever you want to call it. Soccer.
For those of you listening, soccer.
Soccer. In England, you know, where the sport was made, we call it football.
Yeah, they're still waiting for it to come home for 50 years. It's coming home,
It's
bro.
coming home, one
Coming
day.
home.
One day.
Bro, it left and never.
But so I played soccer, and I was okay, like pretty athletic at it. And then one
Right, so, bro, big lesson learned.
don't mix drinks.
Don't mix
Just
your
don't
drinks.
unless it's forced upon you.
Yeah,
Just don't mix drinks.
but to be fair, our sticky situations we've gotten ourselves into has taught us a lesson.
I mean, we named 2 of our top 5. There's probably about 50 to 100 there, you know.
Easily. Knowing the type of people we are,
Yeah.
easily. But yeah, you learn your lesson, you go through the motions, but all of that shit kind of helps us grow and progress and learn from our mistakes. Great tackle. Try saving.
Let's trot, right?
We learn, we love, we do stupid things, we fix up, we make up.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into what we're doing with rugby, the growth, the social part of it. It's all fun and games, but people can take us seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I one of my favourite quotes is win or learn, not win or lose.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't
whatever sticky situation, whatever failure, whatever negative thing happens, there's always a solution, there's always a learning point, there's always something you can improve on. And it always ends up being a win if you allow it to be a win. And like those sticky situations we spoke about and the hundreds we both had,
100%.
like we've learned so much from it, and it's why we're in a position now where the experience we've got from it, we can pass down to whoever is willing to listen, whether it's on a rugby field or on a podcast. And that's like why, number one, it's why me and you get on so well, because we've spoken about shit when we've been drunk, and like we have such a similar story. But also like when we're coaching the kids or the Khmer players, you know, we have the experience from our past that maybe wasn't so good that we can pass down.
Yeah.
And that's why we started the podcast, right? To be able to showcase some of that. And
this is a podcast or a platform and content that other people don't put out.
Yeah.
Because the generalization around media is a different personality.
Yeah, you have to show your best self.
And that's why I don't like the term influencers.
Yeah.
Because influencers have this persona about them of why they're so successful is because of this and this and this. And people think influencers are gods.
Yeah.
Bro, whether we're influencers or not, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing now is showing people that this is real life things that we go through.
Yeah.
We make our mistakes, we do what we need to do, and we learn from it. We don't lose. You don't lose, you learn.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly what you said.
And so, if it wasn't for COVID, we would have watched this game.
Great 40-20.
Fucking right, kid. That's
Great
a great
20-20.
kid. If it wasn't for COVID, we'd have watched this game live, or at least the day after, because it was Valentine's weekend, and there'll be a vlog on that.
There'll be a vlog on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the content that's about to come, we've got so many things lined up, so many personalities, quote unquote influencers and stuff like that. It's just showing people the bad and the good, but kind of more the in between, the real life things.
Real life. And you know, me and you have had the privilege, you know, through our lives to meet professional rugby players, sports players, athletes, actors, musicians, DJs, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And everybody's the same, bro. Everyone's the same.
At the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
Everyone has their flaws. Everyone has their great things about them. But we're all, and it comes down to that of why this works. Is because we're expats. We're all on different wavelengths.
Yeah.
So whether you're king of whatever country, or you come from the slums, or you come from the dump,
it don't matter.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you guys need to know about us, is that we don't care where or who you are or where you come from. we just being ourselves.
Yeah.
And that you don't see a lot of that on the media platforms nowadays, because everyone's so iffy, willy-nilly about things.
PC. You have to be politically correct.
Some people are just snowflakes. I mean, we spoke about not getting sick and not getting COVID, and then example A, the veg. So again, we'll put another little snowflake right around here on his face.
Whatever, I'll take it.
Big snowflake,
I'll take it.
the lizard people. But yeah, we're nearing the end of this game.
Yeah.
The
Maori team won.
Not Maori. Maori team 16, Indigenous team 10, 7 minutes to go. Up the Maori.
We did it.
Podcast number 1.
Okay, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to.
Tell a friend.
And we will see you. We've got a vlog coming out sometime in the next week or two. Make sure you watch. We've got an interview coming soon. Peace out. Have a good one.
Whoa. Don't jump the gun. Before you leave, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the good things. But also, we'll be out on other platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those good things. Make sure you make love to that to that like button, click that subscribe button. See you next time.
We decided like we should go travelling. She just finished uni and was like, she didn't really know what to do, so we decided to go travelling for a year. Went to Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and obviously Cambodia, and we spent like 2 or 3 months in each place. And I volunteered at a place called Hope Agency in Cambodia, which I'm now one of the directors of, which I'm really proud to say. If you haven't checked it out, name drop, go check out Hope Agency. And I just fell in love with the country, man. Just love the people here. Love the vibe. I love the warmth, man. I like the sun.
Yeah, I mean, you come from depressing Antarctica.
Yeah.
You come from where the sun doesn't shine.
Yeah.
My mom always told me that, and I thought it was up my arsehole. But it turns out it's England.
It's England. That's how we're all white pasty kids, man. But yeah, so and I distinctly remember so we came to Cambodia like maybe 6 months into our year trip, and then we came back at the end of the trip, the final place before we were going to fly back to London. And I remember the journey from the hostel to the airport. I was thinking, I don't want to go back, I want to stay. And I was like 50-50.
Is this a hostel in Phnom Penh?
Yeah, so it's called Base Villa. It's not there anymore. They've got Poolside Villa. But yeah, I just remember thinking, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Like, I'd planned in my mind I want to go back and start a business, but I didn't really have a lot of funds. Didn't really know what I was going to do. And I remember the whole way to the airport, and I was speaking to my ex-girlfriend. I was like, I think I'm going to stay. Like, I had that conversation. Wow. I was like, I'm going to stay. And she was like, you shouldn't. You should do this. And then she was actually like, if you want to stay, you should stay. We were in the queue. We were in the queue, right? Like to put our luggage in, and I was like, I'm going to stay. No joke. Like, we were having this conversation. Like, I might stay.
Man, but I can actually see you doing that because of the year or so that we've known each other.
You know, I just made decisions like.
You're one of the most impulsive guys I know. Please get this man on Logan Paul's show.
Logan Paul. If you don't get me on, I'll box you.
Call out already. Podcast number 1. Call out.
Yeah.
But you're super impulsive. But that's what makes you.
Yeah.
And I dig that, bro, because there's not enough people in this world who just do what they want, you know? Everyone has this,
That was a nice try. David Fafita. See that
short
ball there from Nico Hines?
Yeah.
Class.
A little chicken wing to a short ball.
Out the back door.
Okay, and that is try for Indigenous, first blood. 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in, 4-0, kick to come. But yeah, bro, like, I mean, that's a big decision to make. Especially so close to going home. And a lot of people battle with mental health and all of that stuff. Oh, there's a bit of a scrap.
They're going in for a fight. So we were talking about no violence.
No
violence.
violence.
We're about to have a scrap.
No, it's all handbags. But yeah, your impulsiveness kind of set the tone for what you're doing here in Cambodia. And for those people that don't know John personally, he's doing well for himself. He's successful, and it all came from that one decision.
Well, and like, luckily then I wasn't that. I didn't make that impulsive decision to stay. I went back.
Yeah.
But in my head,
you knew where you were.
I was saying, in my head, I was like, I'm going to make a business so I don't have to go back and forth about work.
Yeah, of course.
And that was like, that was probably the biggest thing, one of the biggest decisions in my mind that I'd made was, I need to make a business that I can travel back and forth, or I can live where I want to live.
Yeah.
Which was huge.
That is big. That is big.
And yeah, luckily 4 or 5 years later, it's still doing good. That is a fucking awesome run by David Fafita. He's running down the wing now.
It's crazy to think.
He hurt his knee, then you can tell.
It's crazy to think this kid was born like.
He's like 19, right, or 20.
I think he's born 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
I think he might be like 21 now. I mean, my decision to come to Cambodia was definitely not impulsive as yours, or I wouldn't say it wasn't impulsive, but it was kind of just something that I've always wanted to do. Traveled when I was in high school, traveled to America, Amsterdam, all those places. And after I finished high school, it was kind of for me like, wow, okay, great. I love traveling, but it never came to that point where I thought, I want to go and live in another country.
Yeah.
Because it's something not a lot of people, especially where I come from, big shot. It's kind of one of those things in our city or province we live in, where everyone's just comfortable with being there.
Yeah.
And for me, it got boring because it was the same thing week in, week out. Same people I saw. And it came to that point where people started hindering, in my friend circle, started hindering your progression.
Yeah.
So you want to move on, but because they don't have that drive or that urge, at the end of the day, we're all on different wavelengths.
Yeah.
But people get sucked into their friend group.
Yeah. There's that famous quote, right? You are the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And it's like,
exactly.
If you are constantly, like you said, with the same people in the same place that doesn't inspire you, doesn't motivate you, and does probably the opposite, right? Bring you back down. That's ultimately what you're going to become.
Exactly.
And I'm guessing that's why you decided to hop, skip, and a jump away.
Out of there. So, for me, it was kind of just, I had a decent job. I mean, I wasn't getting big bucks. I was working at a school. I was a sports coordinator, playing rugby. My main priority was rugby. Work was kind of just to get a paycheck.
Yeah.
I was a sports coordinator, I was a coach, many different sports, all of that. But I kind of just got bored of it because my job wasn't like, I plateaued in my job. And for me, it was kind of like, I need to do something different.
Yeah.
But how do I do that something different? Because everywhere I went, those people around me didn't have the same vision.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to talk shit about my mates or whatever, but I just had something different in mind for my life.
Yeah.
And myself and the missus, we were just like, well, I think we made the decision in like October, November 2019. Like, bruh, let's just travel, go live in another country together.
Yeah.
Go live there, work there, see how it goes. 2-3 months later, we moved, beginning of 2020. Shittest time. Shittest time to decide to move to another country. The infamous COVID hit, and from there everything was just static. One thing I must say about Cambodia is for the first, I would say, 9 to 10 months of COVID actually being a worldwide, like a pandemic, Cambodia was actually pretty sound. Like the whole, I would say majority of 2020, Cambodia was still pretty decent in terms of, because we were here and we could move freely, we could go to the mall, we could go out on a night out, we could still play sports and stuff like that until like maybe early 2021.
Well, that February incident, wasn't it?
Yeah, the February incident in 2021. Up until that point, Cambodia was kind of like that safe space.
Yeah.
People couldn't travel here anymore as easy as they could, but the people that were here, man, we were like, oh, COVID doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stop saying COVID. Someone just
we're gonna get flagged.
YouTube's algorithm's gonna be like, nah, these guys are.
Okay, from now on we're gonna say
the vid,
or the C word.
the big C word. But yeah, like, we just came here. We started teaching, got involved with the rugby boys and girls here. Loved it. Haven't regretted a single decision since we've been here. So,
try
Maoris. 17 minutes in. 17 minutes in. Maori All Stars. Scoring a try. Oh, it's going to the
video ref. He doesn't look too positive.
Check Proctor's face.
He wanted that ball. He was through. Sideshow Bob was through. Right, let's see if he gets it down. No, that's off. Indigenous player. Back into his. I would say he regained control. Yeah.
But then again, is that a tackle? Elbows, knees. He does have the right to place it.
Is that short or on the line? If that.
I think Kennedy had his hand under when it was on the line.
Yeah.
But then as soon as he moved
that's on the line.
It's on the line, but Kennedy's hand's underneath it. Oh no, that's a try. That has to be a try.
Yeah.
No try is the on-field call.
So if it's an on-field call, the video ref has to have enough evidence to overturn the decision.
So we were talking about life.
Yeah.
Prior to Cambodia, how we ended up here.
Yeah.
So now, basically, you've been here for what, 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah.
I've been here actually just over 2 years now. So let's tell the people kind of what we're doing with the rugby scene in Cambodia, because that's actually what people want to know.
Yeah.
What are we doing with the rugby scene? I've had so many people reach out to me and be like, oh, you're doing amazing things with the rugby and stuff. But no one really knows.
No one really knows
what we're actually doing.
Yeah.
So we're sort of telling you guys about the rugby league, seeing that we're watching the game.
Yeah.
Tell you about the rugby league that's going on here.
Yeah.
Take it off.
So we've both been involved in the rugby union side of things here, but there was never a rugby league side. Mm-hmm. Which is probably like very similar to most countries. It starts off with rugby union just because they've got a lot more resources. That's Cody always knocking the ball on with So me and Cody met through rugby union, but have decided because of our background and what we've done with rugby league in our respective countries to start rugby league here with the help of Lang and Guillaume and Somrak and all the other guys who I'm sure you guys will meet along the way. But yeah, we've started a rugby league federation, and we've got 20 players signed up in the men's. We've got a women's team in the works. We've got kids with PSE and some other NGOs, Cambodia Children's Fund, and we really want to share like what we mentioned earlier, right? Like our journey of growth with rugby league in life and how it's led us to be here today. We want to give that back to the people of Cambodia in our own way.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. And we've had our speed bumps and our hurdles and mountains. Really, they were to climb. Starting a new sport in a country that's foreign to us comes with its obstacles. Yeah. And throughout all of our obstacles, we've kind of just had to push through, and because it shows the character that we have, that we've learned through rugby league and rugby union and team sports in general, is that whatever comes our way, we just have to get through it and get over it to make sure it's successful. Yeah. So I think a big part of it, of why we have that growth, is because of where we come from. Yeah. You've played semi-pro, I played semi-pro, and we both played for well-respected teams, rugby league teams specifically around the world, and it's detrimental to us that we make this work because of the discipline that we have in our respective sports. You know, So it's a big thing for us to make sure that rugby league helps this country in terms of growth, not for us.
Yeah, this is not about us whatsoever.
Not at all.
If this is about us, we would have stopped a long time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, I think the biggest thing, as in any country, is politics, right? There's political side to it, and that's not us. We're definitely not politicians. Definitely not politicians. But we love playing rugby league. We love coaching rugby league, and that's what we've been doing, and we will continue to do. Yeah. Because that's what we love to do, and there's only going to be, if we do that, there's only going to be one winner.
A big driving force for me is starting. Like I picked up rugby league a bit late, like in my high school career, and started playing because all I ever knew, coming from South Africa, where rugby league is not massive. All I knew was rugby union until I switched over. I switched codes.
Yeah.
And even when I switched codes, I was still playing both union, rugby league. But a big thing for me is the coaches that helped me to where I got today, where I am, what I've achieved at this point in time. A big driving force for me is why I love coaching. Yeah. Why I like giving back. Because if I didn't have coaches that believed in me or didn't put in the hard yards and put in the sweat on me to be where I am, I probably wouldn't have ever liked to be a coach. Yeah. And I did it in my daily job in South Africa. I used to be a coach, I used to be a sports coordinator, all that stuff. But it's important that you kind of have that father figure growing up as a kid, being a coach or looking up to a coach as a father figure, to be able to do what we do, to give back and to coach. Because if we were in this coaching position for the wrong reasons, we're not giving back. Yeah. We're doing it for our own personal growth. It does help us with our personal growth in terms of, I saw this famous, I wouldn't even say famous quote, I just saw it on Facebook. Yeah. It says, when one person teaches, two people learn. Yeah. So for me, it's kind of like,
that's huge.
When I'm coaching, I'm learning every single time I'm coaching. Yeah. Because you get that position where you're teaching someone, you're helping someone learn, but you're learning through them and your experiences. And I think that's very important in a country like this where almost 0% of people know what rugby is. So I think that's essentially, myself and John, that's our goal here, is to put Cambodia on the map. And we start off with small goals, put us on the map with Southeast Asia, within Southeast Asia, with the help of a lot of guys from down south in Australia, and then eventually make it to, maybe our next goal might be emerging nations. Oh, big try for the Maoris.
Try in the corner for the Maoris.
Oh,
he's shouting at the ref.
We'll have to review that. Oh, straight.
He's giving it.
One field try.
Great mullet. Another great mullet.
3 mullets, 3 tries. But yeah, I think it's awesome. It's an awesome experience. Doesn't matter what we're going through. It's an awesome experience to see people learning and people engaging, and the growth has already started to a point where we could go Southeast Asia Games, have rugby league in the Southeast Asia Games. We could go emerging nations, World Cup. We could eventually.
And there's so many possibilities, right?
So many.
And the thing that and this goes back to one of your first questions to me earlier on, was the difference or similarities or differences between soccer and rugby. Is soccer requires a certain body type, I personally think anyway, to maybe not in the amateur ranks, but definitely to making it.
Yeah, not just Sunday leagues.
What I love about rugby league is there's a position for any size person, any gender. Yeah. And I love it when I'm coaching someone who, you know, I found out at a later time they played a different sport, they were a different body type and they couldn't do it. They come to rugby league and, you know, they can thrive at it. And when I see the smile when they catch a ball, or they learn how to spin pass, or they make the first tackle, like that's what it's about. Because I remember when I first started playing rugby and learning how to spin pass or catching a high ball, and my coach really giving me praise. Like they were some of the best times.
Yeah, exactly. And people look back on those times and be like, wow.
Yeah.
That coach praised me for that. I'm going to work on that more.
Yeah.
So I get that praise. And through that, they learn more and more and more to develop their skills to a point where that's all they want to do is be the best. And that's essentially what we want for everyone, is to do the best that they can, to do the best that they can for themselves and for their team. Man, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
As a coach, man, it's rewarding.
Yeah, 100%.
And everything we do is all volunteering. We don't get paid for the shit.
Nothing. In fact, we probably lost money.
Yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's rewarding. It's to see someone develop spiritually, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
That's blessings, bro.
Blessings. The blessings.
This is
our thing.
Our thing. This is
Go. We're watching you, bro.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Oh, speaking about lifestyles, we've spoken about our rugby lifestyle now.
Yeah.
And what we do on the field, what we do off the field.
We've kept it pretty PG.
PG
so far.
right now, and this is the content you guys want.
Mum, turn off now, please.
Yeah, Mom, I love you. Sorry, but this is where you put your earplugs in, bro.
All right, let's go back, right? Rugby league culture, whether you're from England, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, maybe not France, fuck France. No, I'm joking.
Cut that out. But low-key, keep it in the edit.
Okay, we go back to it. Rugby league culture is, and Cody said this at the start, for 80 minutes, we beat the out of each other.
Yeah.
And then after the game, unlike any other sport, we come together, we shake hands, have a few beers, or maybe a few too many beers, and the night continues. And that's where we're at now, right?
That's our lifestyle. I mean, don't get us wrong. It's not a stereotype. We're not covering the whole umbrella. People have their preferences, but generally, in a team sport like rugby or rugby league, whether it's union or league, everyone's there to be a social part of the team, because socially you grow off the field, physically you grow on the field.
Yeah.
So a big part of what we're doing here in Cambodia is, with the rugby union especially, is very social.
Yeah, I mean, I would say rugby league for us is more about getting Cambodian nationals or citizens to be national team players, whereas rugby union for us is much more social and a bit more for our own sake.
And that's because of the setup
that
there is in Cambodia. Without going into too much politics,
there's
just no setup for a big rugby union scene here.
Yeah.
At the moment, there's only one expat/local team in Cambodia, and that's the Rahus.
Yeah.
And we all just play because we're from different countries. We love the game.
Yeah.
We love drinking. We love playing rugby. And we love doing them both.
Yeah. Not at the same time. Maybe sometimes.
Maybe sometimes. Depends on the tournament.
Only me and Cody.
But our lifestyle off the field is super blunt, super real.
I mean, we spoke about this earlier, right? That dreaded 9 to 5 that we both ran away from.
Yeah.
In England, South Africa, it's you finish at 5. You know, you get the train home in the rain. It's 6 o'clock. You know, you have to be in bed by 8 or 9 to get up at 5 a.m. to get to work again. In Cambodia, it's completely different. Finish work at maybe 3 p.m., 3:30, 4 p.m. depending on your job. It's sunny. Everybody's finishing the same sort of time, same sort of money. There's no different levels of class.
Yeah. Especially as an expat.
Yeah, as an expat, there's no different levels of class. Yeah. So it's more you finish work and you know what's happening that night. Rugby training, soccer training, Gaelic football, boxing,
whatever it is. Yeah. People. One thing I've realised about the expats in Cambodia, and I'm sure expats around the world, is after work you love being active, whether it's physically active or socially active.
Yeah.
Because you're in a foreign country, you don't have your people, you don't have your best mates, you don't have your family or whatever it is. So a big thing in Cambodia is the social aspect.
100%.
And our rugby club, the Rahus,
I would say we're the best in the world.
100%. Take us to the Emerging Nations World.
Yeah.
Take us to the World Cup.
Yeah.
The Club World Cup. And I think one thing that stands out for me is why I've enjoyed this, especially through the vid period, is just how social most expats are here.
Yeah.
And it's super, super welcoming, where you could be in the country for 4 years, you could be in the country for 4 days.
Yeah.
People are always welcoming, and you could always just crack on, have a beer, have a chat, because everyone here is from different walks of life. Everyone's done different things. Everyone's been here, been other places, stuff like that, and that's what makes being an expat great.
Yeah. And it goes back to, I don't care who you are, how old you are, you miss your mum, you miss your dad, you miss your family, you miss your friends, and so everyone's in the same, whether they like to admit it or not, everyone's in that vulnerable space where they're in a different country, whether, like you said, 4 days or 4 years.
Yeah.
So we look out for each other, we have drinks together, and there's no stigma.
It's
you just have it, and that's what I love about playing rugby with Rahu's is, you know, there's people who've been here 10 years, people who've been here a few months, but whatever the weather, whatever the time, unless it's the vid, like it's been super strong the last few weeks, you know, we show up on a Monday, a Thursday, you know, whatever, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, we show up and play rugby, and then
it's always social. It's always social.
I mean, we've had some crazy nights, a few hours sleep, and we still turn up, show up.
Because you don't want to let the guy next to you down because you've been out on the piss or whatever. If you are out on the piss and you can't make it the next day, unlucky.
Yeah.
You just make an excuse for it and you go through it. That's what John's saying is the stigma here isn't like, oh, you have to do this, oh, you disappointed me. No, it's not. It's kind of, everyone just is nonchalant about things.
Yeah.
But to a point where you have respect for the person next to you. Yeah, so with a social life, again, it comes with being a rugby player.
Yeah.
We say rugby players because that's who we are, right? So, with all the social parts that we've experienced in Cambodia and in our own personal lives, in whichever country we've been, what sticky situations has the social part or alcohol in general put you in your personal life, outside of Cambodia, inside of Cambodia, anytime?
Yeah.
What is like your number one or one of your top 5 sticky situations?
So I'm going to go with one that I showed you and shared the footage of. Was this is probably 3 years ago. It wasn't in Phnom Penh, it was out in one of the provinces. I'm not going to say which one, but it was in one of the provinces. And me and a few friends went out for a meal. There was probably 20 of us, went out for some steak, some Cambodian steak, and we were there, ordered, 30 minutes went past, an hour went past, an hour and a half went past, and Cody, you know me, I'm very impulsive and very impatient. Very impatient. And I was getting very impatient, and when we were on the liquid, I get a little bit more tense.
Okay.
You know, like I get a bit more edgy. I want to.
Fair enough.
You know, I can't handle my emotions as well, and so
that's why we play rugby.
Yeah. And so I started to complaining a little bit. Like, there's the food's been an hour and a half, blah blah blah. It got to the 3-hour mark. Still no steak.
Still waiting for your food.
Still waiting. Jeez. So I'm thinking that, you know, it's Cambodia. They found the cow. They're cutting the cow up. Anyway, the steak comes out. It was pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. And went to pay the bill. Didn't leave a tip, because why would you leave a tip?
Exactly.
You leave a tip for good service.
For good service, exactly.
So we didn't leave a tip, and they didn't like that we were not leaving a tip.
Oh.
And, you know...
What a footwork.
Oh, nice. Bit of football there. Anyway, a bit of a... Whether it's right or wrong, I took offence to that. I took the whole wedge of money, put it in my pocket and walked off.
Is this for the whole bill?
The whole bill.
The whole bill.
For 20 people.
Wow. Okay.
From the where the waiters and waitresses were.
Yeah. So seeing as it was a social event, 20 people, they're both probably steep.
Yeah. Not steep, but let's say it's $200 for the sake of the
For the sake. Okay.
So I took $200 and walked off and put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
The next thing I feel was to the back of the head.
Oh, liberty.
And you know, there's no in rugby, probably the golden rule is you don't hit someone from behind.
Yeah, that's
if you can hit someone, you face up and you whack them.
We back home we call that a liberty shot.
Yeah,
because it's just
taking liberties.
Yeah, free for all.
So I get hit on the back of the head, and the next thing I saw after
Did you drop? Did you drop when you got hit?
No.
Good man.
Kiddies, good man. It's kiddies. No, this guy was kiddies. The next thing I saw after that, and this is almost like a second side story, was the girl that I was with at the time.
Yeah.
Picked up a fan and threw it at the guy.
A fan, like a standing, rotating fan.
Yeah. Picked it up, ripped it out of the cord and threw it at the guy. So then I'm like, it's on. It's on. I saw 3 guys running at her, some of my friends running. So then I'm swinging, everyone's swinging, and it went out of the restaurant and onto the street. And it calmed down a bit, and I was like, I'm going in. I forgot my motorbike key was inside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going back in.
Okay.
And you've seen the video. As I walked in, someone came out with a deodorant can or some kind of spray and a lighter, started spraying fire. And me being stupid at the time, I let the fire come at me.
I wouldn't even call it stupid. I would just call, excuse the pun, but fired up.
Yeah, I was yeah. Can we get some fire producer director shit? I was fired up. And I slipped the fire, bang, and dropped the guy. You've seen the footage.
Disclaimer, I've seen the footage.
It doesn't go, the footage is not coming on here, ever.
The footage is not coming on here, but also the footage I've seen, the context behind it, you're hearing it first, live.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I've never told anyone about this. Maybe a few people. Yeah, so that's a sticky situation, is getting fire thrown at me.
Man.
And then throwing the old leads, see you later kid, go to sleep, right? He dropped.
Good man.
And then
he dropped.
And then, but I did drop. And I'll tell you how I dropped. I don't know if I can even fucking say, I might end up. We got arrested. Okay. Oh, I got arrested, he got arrested. And the police tied me up like this next to a big tree.
Oh, against the tree?
And they were firing shots in my face. Just going up. And you know what we're like, when we're a bit aggravated, if it doesn't knock us out, we just laugh.
Yeah.
Take the piss. I was just laughing. And then one connected sweet. Fair play to the guy. Connected me sweet and I dropped.
Yeah.
And got up and laughed again.
Yeah.
And and then we went to the cell, we had to give our statement, whatever. The deputy commissioner of the province police drove from Phnom Penh because they heard it was the owner of the restaurant was French, I think, and me, 2 foreigners fighting in the province.
Yeah.
And then the deputy commissioner came, who was actually, he might watch this, he's one of my friends on Facebook now, because we chatted and ended up me and him having a shot of whiskey at the end of the night.
Oh, good man.
Walked away, me and the deputy commissioner shook hands, and it was all gravy.
Oh, good.
There was definitely no money involved.
But in other countries, probably wouldn't have gotten away off so light.
No.
I mean, blessings, bro. Blessings.
I was kind. Do you know the real reason? I was kind, I was polite, and I admitted I probably did some things wrong.
Yeah.
The French guy, no. He did not admit he did anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. So that's why. So always be, if you've been a dickhead like I was, always be polite. Be a polite dickhead.
Man, what a story. That's insane. But hey, blessings. You're sitting here. You're sitting here. You're alive. You're healthy. You're well.
Learn from it. Never going to dodge fire again.
Well, first of all, just don't get fucking spray can.
Yeah, or don't go to a restaurant and it takes 3 hours to cook steak.
Lesson learned.
Alright, what about you, bro? Sticky situation.
Oh, right.
Here or back home or where?
I'd have to say, a sticky situation I've been in is probably like one in my top 5. It's probably back home in South Africa. So, your boy was still single, didn't have responsibilities, didn't worry about anyone. I was seeing this girl at the time, we weren't dating, so technically I was single. I was seeing this girl at the time.
That's a big technicality, by the way.
Yeah.
Seeing and being with someone.
Seeing someone and being with someone, completely different. I mean, it even seeing and being in the
Yeah.
dictionary is different.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets a bit sticky. Is at the same time I was seeing this girl, she kind of got like more into it and she wanted something more. But I was fresh out of high school, didn't want any of that. Came out of a relationship, didn't want any of that. And for the sake of this story, we will call this girl Corona.
Okay.
Right?
Her name's Corona.
Her name's Corona, like the beer. Sponsor us, please. And I had gone to a pub, seen another girl by the name of Budweiser.
Yes,
right?
Way later.
Way later. And she was an old fling, and we connected again. And I invited her to this one party. Independently, I was happy to invite her to this party, have a good time with her. The next day, girl Corona had told me she's got VIP tickets to this party.
The shiny golden ticket.
And one of those tickets was for yours truly. So I was like, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Surely, girl Budweiser is just gonna blow me off.
Yeah.
Cool. The next day, we start having pre-drinks. I tell my parents, I was still living at home. I tell my parents, listen, I'm gonna go sleep at girl Corona's house. Only because my parents had work the next day and I knew I was gonna come home in the AMs. So I didn't want to disturb my parents. So I said I'll sleep at girl Corona's house, all sweet. And girl Budweiser messages me, says, listen, I'm coming to this party.
Where are you?
What's your plans for the evening? So I tell her, well, cool, I'm having pre-drinks at my mate's house. She didn't know it was girl Corona. And we start having pre-drinks and I tell her, listen, just meet me at the party. I tell girl Budweiser, meet me at the party. All sweet. And she gets a VIP ticket somehow. So like, cool. We go to this party. I'm with girl Corona. I get there with girl Corona. Girl Budweiser pitches up. She's also in VIP. Girl Corona is somewhere else at the party and I'm chilling the whole night with girl Budweiser. Bearing in mind that girl Corona is honestly, she's on it. She just wants a piece of this brown chocolate.
She wants that dairy milk.
And to be honest, I wasn't on that wavelength.
Yeah. You did not want it.
As the night progresses.
You were having a Budweiser night.
Exactly.
I
didn't want Corona.
You wanted the light, less bubbly. You know.
I wanted some Budweiser.
Yeah.
Right. The night goes on. I have one too many Budweisers, and this Budweiser girl. Oh, coincidental. This Budweiser girl tells me that her dad's not going to be happy if she comes home in the AMs. So can she just sleep in my house? Now I'm in a bit of a pickle.
You're in a sticky situation.
I'm in a very sticky situation. Like hot glue gun sticky situation.
Yeah.
Girl Corona tells me you're sleeping in my house. But girl Budweiser says she's sleeping at my house. And I'm just there like, whoa. What's going on now?
Different dynamics.
What do I do? How do I take Budweiser and Corona at the same time? That's double parking, and we just don't do double parking.
I mean, what's the golden rule? Never mix your drinks.
Never mix your drinks, right? The night progresses, we carry on, and I don't see much of girl Corona, but I'm with girl Budweiser the whole night. Next thing, this fight breaks out in the parking lot. I'm supposed to be going home with girl Corona, but girl Budweiser is supposed to be going home with me. This fight breaks out, and guess who's in the fight? Girl Corona.
Oh.
Girl Corona is in the fight.
Wigs out, everything.
But she's in a fight with her sister, who's catching the same Uber back to their house.
Wow.
So I say, I'm gonna leave the Coronas at the club, and I'm gonna Budweiser myself out of here. Girl Corona sees me getting into another Uber with girl Budweiser, and shit pops off, and I get dragged into Girl Corona's Uber with Girl Budweiser.
Wow. Okay, that's.
I'm sitting at the back. Girl Budweiser is on my right. Girl Corona's on my left. And I'm just like, I need to go home. I need to go to mommy's house. Mom, I need to come home. So I'm trying to make up the story of why I need to escape the situation. Oh, I think that's an walk on. Why I need to escape the situation. Next minute, this is where it gets very sticky. Very sticky. We get to go Corona's house. And she's like, Girl Budweiser, I can get you an Uber home. Little does Girl Corona know that she's Budweiser's supposed to be sleeping at my house.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, I'm sure you know who you are. I'm sorry, but your names are Corona and Budweiser. So I eventually come up with an excuse and I tell her I have to go home. So
to Corona?
No, I tell her I have to go to my house. I have to go to my house. And I tell this to Corona. And Budweiser jumps in the same Uber as me from Corona's house to my house. Cool, we get home. We end up falling asleep and whatever. The next morning, so Mom, I love you, but you've always done me dirty. My mom comes in the room like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., takes pictures of me and Girl Budweiser, knowing very damn well that I'm having a thing with Girl Corona. And my mom just comes in, takes photos. In South Africa, in a coloured person's house, for those of you that don't know, coloured is a race in South Africa. In a coloured person's house, you've got no privacy, man. No privacy at all. Mom comes in, takes some pictures, snap, 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 boom, sends me the pictures, and I'm just like, whoa. Now I've got Budweiser in my bed, and Corona girl asking me where or how my evening was after I got home. Why didn't Girl Budweiser get another Uber home? So I just completely, within a space of 2 weeks, Budweiser gone, Corona gone, and then I met my missus. So sticky situation turning into a nice good. So wash the hands.
You got the champagne,
but before COVID, I use hand sanitizer. No more sticky situations. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, long story short, don't mix your drinks.
Don't mix your drinks.
Don't mix your
but
drinks.
Guys, be adventurous. Try the different drinks, not the same time.
Yeah, not
because
the same.
Yeah, not the same time. unless it happens, but try not to mix your drinks.
Yeah. Stick with one. Right, so bro, big lesson learned.
Don't mix drinks.
Don't mix.
Just don't mix. Unless it's forced upon you.
Yeah.
Just don't mix drinks.
But to be fair, our sticky situations we've gotten ourselves into has taught us a lesson.
I mean, we named 2 of our top 5. There's probably about 50 to 100 there, you know.
Easily. Knowing the type of people we are.
Yeah.
Easily. But yeah, you learn your lesson, you go through the motions, but all of that shit kind of helps us grow and progress and learn from our mistakes. Great tackle. Try saving.
Let's trot, right?
We learn, we love, we do stupid things, we fix up, we make up.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into what we're doing with rugby, the growth, the social part of it. It's all fun and games, but people can take us seriously.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favourite quotes is win or learn, not win or lose.
Yeah.
Like, whatever sticky situation, whatever failure, whatever negative thing happens, there's always a solution, there's always a learning point, there's always something you can improve on. And it always ends up being a win if you allow it to be a win. And like those sticky situations we spoke about and the hundreds we both had,
100%.
like we've learned so much from it, and it's why we're in a position now where the experience we've got from it, we can pass down to whoever is willing to listen, whether it's on a rugby field or on a podcast. And that's like why, number one, it's why me and you get on so well, because we've spoken about shit when we've been drunk, and like we have such a similar story, but also like when we're coaching the kids or the Khmer players, you know, we have experience from our past that maybe wasn't so good that we can pass down.
Yeah.
And that's why we started the podcast, right? To be able to showcase some of that. And
this is a podcast or a platform and content that other people don't put out.
Yeah.
Because the generalization around media is a different personality.
Yeah, you have to show your best self.
And that's why I don't like the term influencers.
Yeah. Because
influencers have this persona about them of why they're so successful is because of this and this and this. And people think influencers are gods.
Yeah.
Bro, whether we're influencers or not, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Because what we're doing now is showing the people that this is real life things that we go through.
Yeah.
We make our mistakes, we do what we need to do, and we learn from it. We don't lose. You don't lose, you learn.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly what you said.
And so, if it wasn't for COVID, we would have watched this game.
Great 42.
Fucking right. That's
great
a great
22.
kick. If it wasn't for COVID, we'd have watched this game live, or at least the day after, because it was Valentine's weekend, and there'll be a vlog on that.
There'll be a vlog on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the content that's about to come. We've got so many things lined up, so many personalities.
Yeah.
Quote unquote influencers and stuff like that. It's just showing people the bad and the good,
yeah,
but kind of more the in between,
yeah,
the real life things.
Real life. And you know, me and you have had the privilege, you know, through our lives to meet professional rugby players, sports players, athletes, actors, musicians, DJs, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And everybody's the same, bro. Everyone's the same.
At the end of the day, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
Everyone has their flaws. Everyone has their great things about them, but we're all, and it comes down to that of why this works.
Yeah.
It's because we're expats. We're all on different wavelengths.
Yeah.
So whether you're king of whatever country, or you come from the slums, or you come from the dump,
it don't matter.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you guys need to know about us, is that we don't care where or who you are or where you come from. We just be ourselves.
Yeah.
And that you don't see a lot of that on the media platforms nowadays, because everyone's so iffy, willy-nilly about things.
PC. You have to be politically correct.
Some people are just snowflakes. I mean, we spoke about not getting sick and not getting COVID, and then example A, the virgin. So again, we'll put another little snowflake right around here on his face.
Whatever, I'll take it.
Big snowflake,
I'll take it.
the lizard people. But yeah, we're nearing the end of this game.
Yeah.
The
Maori team won.
Not Maori.
Maori
team 16, Indigenous team 10, 7 minutes to go. Up the Maori.
We did it.
Podcast number 1.
Okay, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to.
Tell a friend.
And we will see you. We've got a vlog coming out sometime in the next week or two. Make sure you watch. We've got an interview coming soon. Peace out. Have a good one.